It's time to slow down. Now let the day melt away. Wherever you are, in bed nestled under covers, or lying gently in a quiet room, let yourself become still. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaws soften. And if your eyes wish to close, let them do so now. Take a long, slow breath in. Hold it. Now breathe out softly as if you're blowing gently on a candle's flame. Again, inhale deeply, and slowly exhale. Feel your chest rise and fall like a lullaby rocking you slowly, back and forth. Let go of anything else. Let your mind become like soft candle wax. Warm, gentle, flowing. You're safe here. You're home in your breath. Now let's take a journey. Our story tonight begins in the hush of an old mountain village, tucked between hills blanketed in whispering pines and mist-kissed meadows. It is a place untouched by time, where winters come quietly and fires burn slowly, deep in stone hearts behind thick wooden doors. The villagers here live simple, peaceful lives. They rise with the sun, and sleep when the moon cradles the sky. But not all sleep when night falls. He waits for twilight like others wait for morning. He listens for silence like others listen for birdsong. And Thomlin is the Candlemaker. He lives in a modest cottage near the edge of the village, where the trees grow taller and the stars seem closer. From his stone chimney a thin curl of smoke always dances upward after the bells of Vespers ring, a soft sign that the Candlemaker has begun his midnight work. Inside his home is warm and still. The air is thick with the gentle perfume of beeswax, rosemary and old wood. The walls are lined with shelves, each holding candles of all shapes and sizes. Some tall and slender, some squat and wide, all made with hands that know patience and secrets. For Thomlin's candles are not ordinary. They are quiet things, sacred things, made by moonlight and marked with hidden runes. But no one, not even the village elders, know why. Tonight, as the story unfolds, you may begin to notice a softness in the air, a flicker behind your eyelids, as if you too are near the Candlemaker's hearth. Can you feel the warmth of it, the gentle crackling of the fire, the scent of melting tallow and lavender? Thomlin is preparing. He works slowly, as all things are done in this village. He begins by dipping, lip and lift again, each movement slow and steady, just like your breath. These candles are made from tallow-rendered fats saved carefully through the autumn months, as they were in the 14th century. It is not the richest wax, nor the purest, but in this quiet mountain village, tallow candles light every chapel, every home, every prayer. And Thomlin's are the best of all, not just because they burn longer, not just because they smell faintly of thyme and honey, but because of what lies inside them. You see, as the candle is built, layer by layer, Thomlin whispers over it, not loudly, not words you'd know, soft murmurs, like breath on glass. He carves, with the tip of a pinewood stick, a shape just beneath the final coat of wax, a moth small, and glowing faintly when twilight falls. The rune, each candle has one. Each rune is different. Some resemble a spiral, others a tiny tree, or a curling star. They are ancient marks, older than even the abbey stone that rises in the village square, and no one but Thomlin knows what they mean. Some say the candles bring luck, others claim they ward off illness, a few even believe they invite dreams. But Thomlin, he never says, he only smiles softly, his eyes twinkling like a lantern caught in a breeze. And when he works alone. Only the night keeps him company, along with the hush of leaves rustling outside his window, and a low hum of beeswax warming in his pot. Outside, the moon glides across the sky, trailing silver behind her. Inside, Thomlin dips the wick once more. The wax coats it evenly, warm as a gentle hand. Each candle takes time. Each one is a quiet devotion. And still, he is never hurried, because Thomlin knows that the secret is not just in the rune, it is in the rhythm, the breath, the stillness. His fingers move with memory, his shoulders relaxed. He hums softly a tune passed down from his grandmother, who also made candles by night. Can you hear the hum? Can you feel the peace in it? The candle thickens, a shape is forming, rounded, firm, like a promise made of light. He dips again and again, wax falling in tiny ripples as it settles, and the room fills with the gentle crackle of fire, the slow drip of wax, and the rustle of night. Time moves differently here, slow, soft, forgiving. Outside the cottage, the village is still. Frost hugs the windows, and owls call to each other from the pines. All is quiet, all is waiting. And inside, Thomlin leans over his newest candle, takes his carving stick, and begins the rune. With hand steady as snowfall, he draws the curve of a crescent moon, then a line, then a symbol like a star split in two. He smiles. It is a rare rune, one he's not carved in years. What does it mean? Ah, but that is a secret for the one who lights it. For the moment the flame touches the wick, the rune will glow, and the secret will be known only to the flame. And the dreamer, Thomlin holds the candle up. It is nearly complete. He breathes out, slow and calm. and with that breath a hush falls over the room. The candle is left to cool. The fire crackles softly. The shadows dance like lullabies on the walls, and the candlemaker closes his eyes. Just for a moment, to listen to the silence that only midnight knows. Let's stay quiet now. Let the hush return. Feel yourself sinking a little deeper into comfort. Your breath still slow, your limbs soft, your thoughts fading like smoke into air, and the candlelight still flickering gently behind closed eyes. Let it glow inside you, just like that. The candlemaker sleeps now, but only lightly. His dreams are simple things. Soft bells, fresh tallow, the smell of warm wax and rosemary. Outside, the moon is beginning her descent. The stars start to dim, but the air still holds its hush, and the candle still holds its secret. In the far corner of the room, on a low wooden shelf worn smooth with age, lie the finished candles, rows of them, each resting upright like quiet little guardians, each sealed with a mark only Thornblin understands. Some will be sold tomorrow at the chapel. Others will be given away, left in the windowsills of the poor, tucked into travelers' sacks, or gifted to mothers with new babes swaddled in arms. And a few, just a few, will be hidden, placed behind stone bricks, beneath floorboards, or tied in cloth and left in tree hollows. Because these candles are not only for light, they are for guiding, for remembering, for dreaming. Long ago, Thornblin's grandmother whispered to him on a snowy night, not unlike this one, that the right candle, lit at the right time, could carry a soul not just into dreams, but into places beyond dreams. Places where memories live like fireflies, where time softens, and hearts hear what ears cannot, but only if lit with intention, only if the flame is fed with silence, with breath, with wonder. Now, back in the room, Thornblin stirs, not with urgency, only with awareness, the way a tree might shift softly in the wind. He stands bare feet on cool stone. He crosses to the windowsill where frost has formed delicate patterns on the glass like ivy spun from stars, and there, resting gently in a wooden bowl, lies a single candle, unlit, fresh, still warm from his hands. This one is different. This one is not for sale. He picks it up and carries it to the small table near the fire. He places it on a clay dish and waits. There is no rush. In Thornblin's world, nothing is rushed. He reaches for a match struck slowly against flint. The sound, a soft click, then a hush of flame, barely more than a whisper. He brings the flame to the wick and watches the candle lights. At first, the flame is small, gentle, like a sigh. Then, slowly, it grows, steady and calm, dancing as if it knows it has been expected. The light glows gold, soft gold, the color of honey in the morning, and the rune carved gently beneath the final coat of wax begins to appear. It's faint, barely there, but if you look closely you can see it, a symbol like a spiral wrapped around a heart. It pulses faintly in the wax, as if alive, as if remembering. Thornblin sits, his hands resting in his lap, his eyes fixed gently on the flame, and in the silence, in the glow, he listens. There is no sound in the room but the occasional pop from the fire, the creak of cooling wood beams above, and a soft, soothing flutter of the candle flame. But within that silence, something stirs, a presence, a memory, not frightening, not strange, just familiar, like a dream you forgot until someone hummed the right tune, like the scent of bread that takes you back to childhood. Thornblin breathes in, slowly, deeply, and as he breathes, so do you, in and out again. Each breath carries you deeper, into the moment, into the story, into the flame. Now he begins to speak, not aloud but within, a name, a face, a question. The flame responds not in words, but in feeling, a ripple of warmth, a deep knowing. This is not magic in the way people think of magic. This is not spells and sparks. This is memory, woven with breath. This is hope, carved into wax. This is sleep kissed by light. And as Thornblin closes his eyes, the flame burns steady, not flickering, not wavering, just glowing. Outside the cottage, the first hint of dawn touches the mountain ridge. The sky begins to pale, as if exhaling after a long night. But inside, the candle still glows, and in its glow, you are safe. You are still. You are warm. Let that warmth hold you now. Let your breath become one with the rhythm of the flame. Let your thoughts grow soft as wax. This story is still unfolding, but not in haste, not in leaps. It unfolds the way sleep arrives, gently layer by layer, until all is quiet and all is light. The fire is still crackling, the candle is still glowing, and the night is still listening. Let your head sink a little deeper into your pillow. Let your body soften even more, like cooling wax. Take a breath, hold it, let it out, slowly, through your nose, as if blowing across the surface of a calm lake. Feel the quiet return. It is not empty. It is full of wonder and warmth. Let us return to Thomlin's room, to the circle of soft light where something unseen is being remembered. The candle burns, and Thomlin watches, eyes soft, shoulders still. The light it casts is not ordinary. It flickers with colors too subtle for the day, whispers of gold, hints of lavender. Even, for the briefest moment, the shimmer of blue-green like the inside of a seashell. This is how you know. The rune has awakened. Some say these runes were first taught to the Candlemaker's ancestors by traveling mystics, keepers of old symbols, passed only in silence, always in dreams. Others say the runes are not taught at all, only remembered, as if the wax knows, as if the hands remembered before the mind does. Thomlin never explains. He simply carves, dips, waits, and tonight, this rune, the spiral heart, has awakened something more than light. The air in the room thickens slightly. Not heavy, just full. You might imagine it as velvet, for the air soft, rich, slow, a kind of stillness that hushes even thoughts. Thomlin breathes it in, and you can't inhale, hold, exhale. Let your breath join his. Let your heart beat in time with the glow. Outside, the wind rustles gently through pine needles. Snowflakes fall, soundless and slow, like feathers. Each one is unique, just like the rune. Do you remember how medieval villagers believed that certain nights held more dreaming power than others? Solstice nights, equinox nights, nights when stars align just so. And they believed that flame, tended by a pure heart, could call forward messages from the unseen. Not prophecy, but remembrance. Not magic, but knowing. He does not call upon spirits, he simply listens. And tonight, the candle is speaking. Not in words, not even in images, but in feeling, a wave of warmth, a memory that does not belong to him, yet feels known as if from a dream long ago. His eyes flutter closed, and just for a moment, he drifts. He sees a forest path lined with moss, a younger hand carving the same spiral into a tree, a voice humming gently behind him. His grandmother's voice. He sees a flickering lantern in her hand, the same warm gold as this flame now. He sees her kneeling beside a stone wall, her hand pressing a candle into the crevice, just above the ground, just before dawn, and then a breath, a wordless breath of meaning, passed through silence. And then nothing. He opens his eyes. The flame still glows. The rune, warm and steady. Whatever the candle meant to show, has been shown. And it was not just for it was for the one who would come, because the candle is not meant to stay. He picks it up now, carefully, gently, like a parent lifting a sleeping child. He wraps it in a cloth, the color of moonlight hand-spun linen, soft and old. He tucks a sprig of dried thyme into the folds, and ties the bundle with twine. Then, he crosses the room to the chest by the door, opens it, places the candle inside, among other bundles, each with a different rune. Some are for healing, some for grief, some for journeys not yet taken. He closes the chest and sits again. The fire has begun to dim. The sky is lightening into gray. Soon the birds will begin their morning song, but for now it is still dark enough to dream. Thomlin leans back in his chair. The silence folds around him once more, and his eyes grow heavy. He does not need to understand the message of the candle. He only needs to carry it forward, to trust that the one who needs it will find it. This is the old way, the quiet path that wins not just through villages, but through memory and heart. And you are now walking it too. You're here with the breath, with the warmth, with the soft flicker of a rune you may not see, but can feel. Let that feeling guide you now. You've done enough for the day. You've come far enough. Let your thoughts settle, let your mind glow soft, let your breath carry you deeper. The Candlemaker's flame still flickers inside you, a steady little light that remembers the path, the warmth, and the hush. Let it glow as you drift gently into the softest sleep. Let your breath find its rhythm again, soft and slow, like footsteps on a forest path, like snowflakes drifting down through lamplight. You are safe here. You are wrapped in warmth and stillness and story, and the candlelight still flickers behind your closed eyes. In the mountain village below Thomlin's cottage, the first hints of dawn begin to stretch like sleepy fingers across the rooftops. Windows glow faintly as fires are stoked, as bread begins to rise in ovens shaped from clay. But up in the woods, near the edge of the pines, Thomlin's cottage stays quiet. The candle has been placed away. The fire, now just soft coals, and the Candlemaker has gone out. Not far, not fast, just walking, softly, beneath the blue-gray sky. In one hand, he holds a satchel, and in the satchel rests a candle bundle, wrapped in moon-colored cloth, tied with twine. The sprig of thyme tucked gently inside. The rune inside that candle has chosen its moment, and Thomlin knows this candle must be left today, where that part, the rune, will show. So he walks along a path known only to the soles of his boots, a winding trail, soft with pine needles and frost. The trees watch him pass with gentle quiet. Can you hear the snow beneath his feet? The slow, steady crunch, like a heartbeat in the hush. With each step, you breathe a little slower, sink a little deeper. He moves past the crooked fence where wild roses sleep under snow, past the hollowed stump where children leave crumbs for the winter wrens, and then he reaches the chapel. This is not the grand chapel in the village square. This is a much older one, half forgotten, tucked into the hillside, where vines have crept over stone and moss has softened every step. It is a place of silence, of candle smoke and wind chimes, and stories no longer spoken aloud. But Tomlin remembers his grandmother brought him here once, when he was small. He remembers the exact sound of her voice as she whispered, "This is where we listen. Not speak, not pray, not wish, listen." So today he listens. He opens the chapel door, slow and careful. The hinges groan softly, not from age but from memory. He steps inside. The air is cool, still holding the breath of night, and in the shadows, 100 tiny candles flicker, all left by others, all glowing quietly in alcoves, along walls, beside stones carved with unreadable names. It is not a place of sorrow. It is a place of trust. Every candle here was left for someone. Some are still waiting. Some have already guided their dreamer home. Tomlin kneels, not in ritual but in presence. He removes the bundle from his satchel, unwraps it with care, sets the candle, the one with the spiral heart rune, into a shell, each beside a stone angel whose wings have long since crumbled. And for a moment, just one long, quiet moment, he rests his hand on the stone, and the candle lights itself. No match, no flint, just a soft breath of flame, blooming gently at the wick. It was ready. The light it casts is warm and deep, like tea and honey, like memory wrapped in linen. The rune inside glows faintly, just enough to be seen if your eyes are still and your heart is listening. Tomlin closes his eyes. Whoever this candle is for, they will find it. Not because it's advertised, not because it calls them, but because something in them will remember. That's how it works. The secret is not in the flame. The secret is in the quiet. He stands again, brushes dust from his knees, and turns to leave. But as he opens the chapel door, the wind carries in a sound, a soft, deliberate sound. Footsteps, crunching the snow. A child appears at the edge of the trees. Small, wrapped in a woolen cloak too big for their shoulders. Eyes wide, curious. They do not speak. They simply look at Tomlin, and he nods. Just once. Then he steps aside, holding the chapel door open. The child walks past him, into the old stone space, and stops right before the newly lit candle. They stare, not confused, not surprised, but quietly, as if they knew, as if they had dreamed this moment. Tomlin watches, then slowly closes the door behind them. Outside again, he exhales, not from relief, but from knowing. The candle found its dreamer, and now the rest will unfold as it always has. In stillness, in time, in sleep. The snow has begun to fall again. Soft flakes landing on stone, on branches, on Tomlin's shoulders as he walks home. No words are needed, no questions asked. The village will wake soon. People will come to his door. Some with coin, some with stories, some with nothing but silence. And each will leave with a candle. Each will carry away a small flicker of mystery, a soft breath of light, a rune hidden and glowing just beneath the surface, a secret, waiting for the right dreamer to see it, just as you now carry this one. Let it stay with you. The warmth, the glow, the hush. You are safe, you are seen, you are softly drifting into sleep, into story, into the quiet where the candles still flicker, one by one, guiding us all home. Close your eyes now. If they aren't already, let them rest just like the candle rests in its shallow stone cradle. Quiet, full of light, even when you cannot see it. Breathe in gently. Feel your ribs expand like a lantern filling with glow. Breathe out and let the day release its hold on you. You're here. And here is enough. Back in the village, the day begins to bloom. The baker's shutters are open. Now steam rising from the windows, full of rosemary and warm bread. The blacksmith is coaxing sparks from his forge. Children crunch through the frost with ribbons trailing from their sleeves. But in the candlemaker's cottage, there is only quiet. Tomlin has returned. And he is resting, not sleeping, not working, just resting. He sits by the hearth, a mug of something warm in his hands. Not tea, not wine, something brewed from elderflower and anise, the way his grandmother made it. It warms the hands and slows the thoughts. The fire is low now, coals glowing like embers in the belly of a sleeping dragon. Above them, a new batch of wax softens in a copper pot. It is not time to dip yet. Not quite. Instead, Tomlin listens. To the crackle, to the shifting wood, to the silence between sounds. And in that silence, he hears the rune, not aloud. Not in words, but like a rhythm, a pattern, a breath the candle still remembers. He reaches for the small wooden drawer beneath his table, pulls it open. Inside are dozens of tiny scraps of parchment. Each one holds a single drawn symbol, a rune he's carved before, some only once, and some not yet at all. He sorts through them slowly. Each slip of parchment is worn, softened by years of touch. Some are inked in brown, others in pale green or silver. Each symbol holds a story. Each story holds a flame. He finds the one he's looking for, a shape that looks like a winding path, crossed 3 times by stars. He hasn't carved this one since he was a boy, since before he became the Candlemaker. This rune is not for comfort. It is not for healing, or grief, or home. It is a seeking rune, a symbol for wayfinding, not across land, but across longings, for those who do not know what they search for, only that they must search. And this morning, as he held the bundle now burning quietly in the chapel, he knew the next candle must carry this path. The wax is melted now. He dips his first wick, slow and steady, into the warm, golden pool. And again, each layer soft and light, each coat building upon the last, not rushed, not forced, just as your breath builds gently now. One inhale into the next, one moment resting inside the one before it. Thumblin dips, and lifts, and dips again. A ritual of patience, a rhythm of peace. The cottage fills with the scent of melting bees and thyme, and rosemary from the herb bundle he tied to the pot's handle. Outside, bells ring softly from the village square, a signal of midday, a chime carried on wind through windows, through time. But Tomlin does not hurry. He finishes the final dip, lets the wax cool, and then, with the same pinewood stick he has always used, he begins to carve the rune, carefully, tenderly, the spiral path, the crossing stars. And as he does, he hums, not a song, not a melody you'd know, just a low, quiet tone, the same one his grandmother hummed when dipping candles on evenings much like this one. The candle is finished. It'll rest now, cured by firelight, hardened by stillness, and sometime, perhaps tonight, perhaps in a week, Thorman will carry it to its place. He doesn't know who it is for. He never does. But when they find it, when they light it, the rune will glow, and a path will begin to form. Not outside them, but within, because that's the truth of the candle's secret. It does not change the world around you. It changes the one inside you. It quiets the noise, and in that quiet, you begin to remember what was never really forgotten. The candle cools, the fire sighs, the breath of the room deepens, and Thomlin closes his eyes, not to sleep but to listen, to that place within himself where the runes still live. And you can listen to, but let the glow remain, the shape of the spiral, the breath between the stars. They're still there, not on paper, not in wax, but inside your breath, inside your quiet. Let it hold you now. Let it guide you back, and in, and down, into soft, healing sleep. You're doing so well. Your body is heavy now, your mind lighter than mist. You're floating gently, not up, but inward, following the soft, golden thread of the story. Just breathe with me, in and out. Feel it, that gentle warmth, like a candle held in your hands, that softness, like moss beneath your thoughts. Let the quiet carry you. The candle has cooled. The rune etched into its final layer rests silently beneath the wax, invisible to the eye, but not to the flame, and not to the soul. Thomlin does not touch it now. He lets it be, as is his way. He opens the cottage window just a crack, enough to let in the wind's whisper. It brings the scent of snow, and faint sounds from the village far below, laughter, a market bell, a mother calling a child in for supper. But up here, everything is slower. He watches the flame on the table flicker once, then return to stillness. And he smiles, not because something big has happened, but because something small has happened fully. And that is enough. He moves to his shelf. It is filled with candle bundles, each one wrapped in linen or wool, some tied with herbs, others with little charms sewn from thread. Each one carries a rune. Each one waits for the right moment. Thomlin chooses one, not the new one, an older bundle that has rested here nearly a season. Its cloth is faded lavender, its twine, pale blue, and the candle inside holds the hollow star rune. He nods. Yes, tonight, this one will be placed. He tucks it into a leather pouch worn smooth from years of carrying. He puts on his cloak and quietly slips outside. The air is crisp. Evening has returned, soft and silver. No one sees Thomlin pass through the village edge. His steps are light, his presence quieter than the snow. He follows a narrow trail beneath an arch of birch trees so slender and white, they seem drawn with charcoal and moonlight. This path leads to a hill, and on the hill is a stone well, long abandoned, but Thomlin knows. It still listens. He kneels beside it, unwraps the candle, places it in the small hollow carved into the side of the well's stone, a space smoothed over centuries, made by hands, long before his. He doesn't light it, not yet. This one must wait to be found. The one who needs it will light it when the stars align, and when they do, the rune will glow. The hollow star is a symbol of longing, not just for a place but for something lost, a voice no longer heard, a part of the self forgotten. It is a rune of returning. Thomlin stands, the wind sighs around the hilltop, catching in the tall grass like a quiet harp. Above, stars blink into being one by one, and the moon rises slow and low, like a candle in the great sky's hand. He walks back to his cottage the same way he came, with slow steps and softer thoughts. Inside, the room is just as he'd left it. The fire is low again, the wax is cooled, and the rune in the new candle rests silently, patient and ready. He lights a small lantern, just one, places it on the sill. It is not a signal, it is a whisper. Some say the lantern is how the runes call their dreamers, that if the right person passes by, they'll feel the warmth, the pull, the nudge. Others say it's just habit, just a light to welcome the dark. Thomlin does not say either way. He sits once more, and the room folds around him like a soft woolen cloak. Let your breath mirror his now, and hold out, let your chest rise, like the flame. Let it fall, like the quiet. Snow, nothing to do, nowhere to go, only this moment, only this breath. You are here, in the hush, in the heart of the candle. The runes are resting now. The candles sleep like silent sentinels on the shelf. The story has quieted into embers, not gone, just glowing under the surface. And you are glowing too. Not brightly, not urgently, but calmly, softly, like the light of a secret only the night understands. You've come far, and now it's time to drift. Let the world grow quieter with each breath. Let the flame inside you become still, not extinguished, just resting, ready for tomorrow's story. Let sleep come gently now, like Thomlin's footsteps, like snow falling on old stone. You are safe, you are held, you are already dreaming. Let the stillness return, let the thoughts slow, until they float like wood shavings on water. Breathe in like warm wax drawn into shape, out like the soft sigh of a flame that knows its home. You are wrapped in the hush now. And so is Thomlin. He's asleep in his chair, not the deep sleep of night, but the kind of sleep that happens near a fire, the kind of sleep that leaves a smile on the face, the kind where time forgets itself. The candles rest on their shelves, the lantern glows faintly in the window, and outside, snow begins again, not in great sheets, not with wind or sound, but gently, softly, like a blanket unfolding across the rooftops of the village. Even the owls hold their breath for a while. And just there, at the edge of the forest, a figure moves, small, careful, guided not by lantern, but by instinct. It's the same child who stood before the chapel candle, the one with the spiral-heart flame. Their cloak is pulled tight, boots crunching quietly across frost-laced ground. They move with purpose, but not fear. They're not following a map. They're following a feeling. You see the candle they stood before that morning. It showed them something. Not in pictures, not even in dreams, but in memory. A face they hadn't seen in a long while. A voice quiet but sure, calling them not to a place, but to a moment. And now they seek it. Not to fix, not to change, just to find and be found. They cross the chapel hill, down into the valley where the trees lean close together, where the snow rests thick and untouched. The wind hums low here, and somewhere in the distance, a bell rings once, then no more. The child follows that sound, not with their ears, but with their heart. They pass under the old stone bridge, the one said to be built by silent monks who only spoke in light and music. And there, just beyond the bend where two trees grow like twisted lovers leaning into each other, they find the well, the old well, and in the hollow carved into its side, rests the candle, wrapped in lavender cloth, tied with pale blue thread. They know, somehow, that this one is for them. Their hands shake a little as they reach forward, not from cold but from knowing. They take the candle gently, as though touching a memory not quite theirs, yet deeply familiar. They sit beside the stone wall, shield a wick with their hand, and strike a match. She snap light. No flicker, no resistance, and the hollow star rune glows. Just faintly, just enough. And in the glow comes a warmth they haven't felt in years, the kind of warmth that lives in lullaby, in quiet hands brushing tears from cheeks. In the silence of a hand held without words, the child closes their eyes, and though nothing changes around them, everything feels lighter. They are not alone, not lost, not forgotten. Something has found them, and it is not loud, it is not bright. It is kind, and that is enough. Back in the cottage, Thomlin stirs. His breath shifts, and he opens his eyes. He does not know why, but he smiles. He feels the warmth of the hollow star, even from far away. He feels it land, like a note in a song finally returned. He stands, stretches slowly, crosses to the window. The snow is thick now, but in the distance, he sees a soft pulse of golden light on the hill, and he knows the candle has spoken, the moment has come, and another story has quietly closed its loop. He turns back inside. Tonight, he'll begin another candle. The the path star 1, or maybe the dream knot, he's not sure yet. The runes will whisper when they're ready. For now he adds a fresh log to the fire, places a pot of wax over the heat, and hums the same tune, always the same, low and slow, like a lullaby made of bees and light. You might hear it too, if you listen. Close your eyes. Can you hear it? That low, soft hum beneath everything. The hum of stories that light the dark, not to chase it away, but to sit beside it like an old friend. So rest now. You've followed the path. You've carried the warmth. You've remembered the glow. Let your thoughts drift. Like snow falling through candlelight. You are safe. You are seen. You are gently, deeply, potent. Let the hush deepen now. Let the last traces of the day dissolve like wax in warmth. You've come so far. There's nothing more to do. Nowhere to go. Only to rest, to remember, and to listen as the last of the candle's light softly speaks to your heart. The fire in Thomlin's hearth has grown low again, but he doesn't feed it. He just watches it flicker. Those last red embers, the kind of glow that only arrives near the end, and somehow feels the most alive. He sits with his hands resting in his lap. No tools, no bundles. The shelves are full. The wax is cooling. The room is wrapped in a soft sigh of completion. It is a quiet few ever feel. The quiet that follows not victory, but wholeness. Outside the window, the snow has stopped. The stars are out in full now. Each one steady, each one placed like a pin in the great black cloth of sky. And Thomlin knows, somewhere beneath those stars, the candles are glowing. One in the chapel, still warm from the touch of a small dreamer's hand. Another in the stone hollow by the well, its rune lit with memory that no longer aches. And others still, unlit, resting in drawers, in walls, in branches, waiting. Because that's what these candles do. They wait, with patience, with purpose, without question. You might wonder how it all began. Thomlin often wonders too, but only in a soft, distant way. Like wondering where a river starts, when all that matters is where it leads. But there is one story he remembers, passed to him not by book or scroll, but by the hush of his grandmother's voice on a winter night. Long ago she told him that the first candle ever made was shaped not from wax, but from memory. A memory of warmth when all the world was cold. A moment so gentle that it burned itself into the dark so others could find their way back to it. And from then on, every true candlemaker has not only made candles but carried them forward, carried them inward, carried them like quiet torches for those still wandering. Thomlin is not famous, not powerful, not even widely known, but every person who has held one of his candles, who has lit the wick and watched the rune appear, knows something they did not know before, knows that they are never truly lost, that their longing is seen, that there is a light for them hidden in the folds of the world, just waiting to be found. And tonight, Soraya, can you feel it? That little warmth, settled low behind your ribs, not blazing, not loud, just calm, like a flame that's been burning inside you all along. Maybe you've carried it for years without knowing. Maybe it's just been lit tonight. Either way, it's yours now. It doesn't need a reason, or a name, or a destination. It only needs stillness, and breath, and the courage to rest. The candlemaker closes his eyes. He does not sleep, but he drifts, the same way you are drifting now, into that soft space, where time unwinds like thread, and stories loop gently inward, into that place where the world hushes and the stars begin to hum. The runes hum too, not aloud, but deep in the quiet part of you that listens without ears. They say, you are guided, you are known, you are safe, and you are. Let yourself sink now, let yourself rest. You have carried enough, you have lit enough, you have followed the path to its still golden center. It's time to let the candle burn in peace, while you slip beneath its light. Let go. Let your breath become the slow tide. Let your thoughts become soft wool. Let your heart glow gently, like a rune resting beneath the wax. The story is complete now, not ended, just folded into the hush of night. And you are the flame. Sleep now, dreamer of light. Let the candle watch over you, soft and constant. Let Thomlin's world stay close. A flicker in the dark, a warmth in your breath, a secret only the stars and your heart still share. The candle is still burning. You are still glowing, and everything is so beautifully still. Thank you for walking this candlelit journey with me. If you ever need to return to Thomlin's cottage, to the flicker of a flame, just close your eyes, and the light will be there.